welcome to Songkla Rajapat University's MOOC course, English for Communication. Today we're going to look at Unit 5, talking about the things you can and the things you can't do. Some of the things we'll cover in this unit are our usual three sections: language and use, some of the things that are special about you. What is it you can do that maybe others can't? And can you help me? In grammar, we'll look at how we use can and can't, and we'll also take a look at adverbs of degree, when we add things like very well, quite good. We're also going to take a look at some vocabulary, a few things we might use in place of can, like could, may, I'd like to. And to break away from the normal pattern, we'll take a look at a few examples of idioms in English, phrases that use the words can and can't. Idioms are one of the hardest parts of the language to learn, so it'll give you a taste for those. As always, we have a pre and post test to help you check your understanding of what you've seen. So let's get started with the first part, language in use. We use things to talk about your ability, can and can't. What are you able to do? Can you drive? I can speak Chinese. We also use some terms to express how good we are at something. I can swim very well. I can make quite good cakes. And we use the terms to ask and offer help. Can I go with you? Can you help me? Can I give you a hand with that? So we'll look at some of these different phrases and how they're used. The first part, we're going to look at someone talking about some of the things they can do in their family. And then we'll come back to look at the use of can throughout this monologue. So I'll read it first of all. Here we go. What can I say about my family? They're great. I couldn't wish for better. We can't spend as much time together as we'd like, but when we do meet up, we can have a lot of fun. Everyone is really talented. My father can do everything. At 48, he can still outrun everyone else in the family, a fact he can't help telling everyone. And he can fix anything that goes wrong in the house. My mum is the best cook I know. She can make anything and can still surprise us with new dishes I'd never even think of, which is good, as I can't even boil an egg. But I could eat for Britain. My younger sister, Sally, is the brains of the outfit. She can read very quickly and can do any kind of maths in her head. She's only 19, but can already speak 4 languages fluently. With her brains, she can be anything she wants to be. As for me, I can't run, cook, or speak foreign languages, but I can program computers pretty well. With that skill, someday I can make a fortune. So this is someone talking about their family. And let's take a little look at some of the phrases we've used, what they can do. What can I say about my family? A question. We've missed the question mark here. It's not really used as a question in this context. Really rhetorical, but it should have had the question mark. I can say a lot. So this is the first time he's using can. And there's lots of different ways we use can to show ability or request things or a possibility. In this case, as a question, what am I able to say? The negative of can, cannot, can't. We can't spend as much time together as we'd like. We're not able to be together as much as we'd like. When we meet up, we can have a lot of fun. So we are able to have a lot of fun. So most of these are showing an ability. Something we can do is something we're able to do. My father can do everything. He's able to do everything, anything. At 48, so we're showing how old his father is. He can outrun everyone else in the family. So he's the best runner, which you might expect as you get older, the children get stronger, that he may not be. But he can still, something he was able to do in the past and still can now. A fact he can't help telling everyone. This is a slightly joking phrase that father can't help himself. He always tells people. He can't help telling people. Oh, I run faster and further than my children. Oh, I run better than them. I'm the best. So it's a little boastful and is kind of joking about it. But he's proud of his dad who can fix anything. Around the house, things break down or get damaged and we need to repair them. Sometimes we might call an electrician or a plumber if it's the lights or the water system. But we don't need to in this house. His father can fix anything. He's able to fix anything. His mum is the best cook he knows. So she can make or can cook anything. She's also able to surprise them. That means come up with new ideas. Not just the same food they love every day, but try a new recipe to surprise them. So she can surprise us with new dishes I'd never think of. And on his own ability, I can't boil an egg. So I can't cook. I'm not able to cook. But I could eat for Britain. I would be able to if I had the chance. Could, we'll see a little later. Could is the past tense of can, but it's also used as a modal verb on its own. He moves on to talk about his sister. What is her ability? What can she do better than anyone else? Well, his sister is the brains of the outfit. That means she is the smartest person in the family. The outfit is the family, and the brains, the smartest, the most intelligent one. So she can read very quickly. Notice we use very quickly, the manner in which she's able to do something. I can read slowly. I can read English very quickly, but I can only read Thai very slowly. And can do maths in her head. Mathematics. Without a calculator, she can count 27 times 492. He points out her age. She's only 19, but she can already speak. She can speak 4 languages. Already means that we're pointing out she's only 19. So in 19 years she's learned 4 languages. We assume she'll learn more. And she can speak them fluently. That means very well. She can be anything. There's a possibility. She could be a doctor, she could be a lawyer, she could be an engineer. Because she's very smart, she is able to become anything she wants. So this is a possibility. Anything she wants to be, she can be. And our storyteller compares himself to his family. His dad who can run, his mum who can cook, and his sister who can speak foreign languages. He can't do those things. But his skill, his ability, he can program computers pretty well. Pretty well is one of these phrases that can mean a little bit or a lot, depending on how we use it. With that skill, with that ability, someday I can make fortune. I will be able to make lots and lots of money, a fortune. So those are a few phrases using can or can't. Here's a conversation. I'm just going to bring this all up here. This example conversation is sort of set for education, a teacher speaking to students. And here we're asking someone to do something. Can everyone please pay attention to the screen? Teacher, I can't see. Can you turn the lights down? Sure. John, can you switch off the lights, please? And Jane, can you please close that curtain? Is that better? That's great. I can see okay now. Thanks. So you can see in this example, we use the term can all through. This isn't the only word we can use here, but it does work. Is everyone able to? Would everyone pay attention to the screen? So look at the screen. And a student tells the teacher, I can't see. I'm not able to see anything on the screen. Can you turn the lights down? Are you able to turn the lights down? So this tells us the student can't see because there's too much light and the projector is not showing up. The teacher agrees. Yes, of course I can. Rather than do it themselves, the teacher asks other students to do the job for them. So they ask John a request. Can you switch off the lights, please? As it's a request, we put please on the end. And we don't want light from the sun coming in either. So she also asks Jane, can you please close that curtain? So the curtains on the window, one of them is open. Close that curtain. She points out the particular one that needs to be closed. And finally asks the student, is that better? Can you see now? That's great. I can see okay now. Thank you. So a few phrases, lots of can statements. It's a little unnatural to use can quite that often. I've done it for example purposes. We'd probably mix the language a little more in reality, but we'll see that a little later. Another example of a conversation, again, in a classroom situation. Many of the people watching this video, I believe, will be students, so this might be familiar to you. Can you all please open your book to page 23? Do question 21 to 24. You can't use your phones to Google the answer, so you can put that away, Mr. Smith. A student then talks to the teacher. Miss, I can't understand what I'm supposed to do in question 23. Can you help me, please? So, explaining I don't have the ability to understand and a request for assistance. Can you help me? That one is tricky. That's a difficult question, question 23. I can show you. I will show you I can. In fact, the teachers decided probably everybody in class should see how to do that one. I can do number 23 on the board. So instead of just helping the student who asked, the teacher's going to demonstrate. I will do number 23 on the board. And again, speaks to the students if I can have everyone's attention. So wants to stop them from answering the questions to look at the teacher again. A student then interrupts. Can I go to the toilet? In Thailand, you'll find people tell you, may I go to the toilet? Can, may are both fine. May is a little more polite and formal, which is why you're taught to use that when you're learning. But it's not wrong to say can. Just a more polite and formal situation, you might use may. But the teacher says no. Can I? Yes, you can. No, you can't. You can't go to the toilet. You can wait until we do the example for question 23. Then you can go. So this is giving permission, refusing permission, giving an instruction. You can wait. You are able to wait. And then you have permission to go. And the student's okay with that. So lots of sentences using the word can again, and see how many of those might apply to you or how you think you could use can or can't to show your ability to ask for help or permission and so on. That's all from the examples of sentences using can and can't in the real world. Thank you very much for watching the video. I'll see you next time.